All right. Last but not least, I would like to welcome Chander Joshi, Vice President of StudentNest, a technology-based tutoring and educational services organization supporting at-risk, low-income youth across K-12. Chander, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Good afternoon, and thank you, ICC, for the opportunity. Just have a little bit of a thank you for each one of you. Awesome. There you go. Thank you. Oh, here you go. Diego, I owe you one. Cool. Once again, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Chander Joshi. I'm Vice President of StudentNest. I'm representing Monica Joshi as the President CEO of our company. So a little bit about StudentNest. We've been around for 21 years. We've been providing multiple forms of educational services, majority of which has been tutoring, but we do enrichment programs, mentoring, college and career readiness. We started back in 2004. Simple story, my daughter needed help with math. I really didn't want to drive around to Sylvan Learning Center trying to go to work and have a part-time job of busing the child back and forth. So we decided maybe look at an opportunity, and thus StudentNest started. Since 2004, we've worked with 750,000 students and have provided over 12 million hours of services. Again, majority of have been tutoring in math, English, and science. Right now, 95% of the work we do is through school districts. So we work with LA Unified School District, Fresno Unified School District, Houston ISD, Palm Beach in Florida. I would say 80% of the business we're doing right now is in California, with probably another 20% in Texas, and the rest spread out. We have statewide contracts with Louisiana, Arizona, Texas, Massachusetts, and South Dakota. We are a woman-owned, minority-owned business. We are also accredited by WASC, Western Association of Schools and Colleges. That gives us a great opportunity to showcase the programs once they're finished. We give certificates to the students, and it gives them a sense of accomplishment. One of the unique things we ended up doing about 10 years ago, beyond just doing the tutoring in person, virtually, or in a hybrid model, we were working in Montana, and because of the terrain, it was very difficult to provide tutoring, have students come, or for our people to go to the homes. So we created a mobile app called Lotus, Learning Online Through Universal System. It's an adaptive learning, very baby AI back in 2015. And what it did was it allowed for us to provide math and English tutoring online and offline to students. And it became a great opportunity for areas where internet was limited or individuals who didn't have the capacity to travel. Move forward 10 years now, so we are working on adding the latest and greatest AI technology. And I'll go a little bit later into it, where we're incorporating ChatGPT into the actual tutoring that we're providing through our mobile app. As I mentioned, LA Unified, which is about a mile from here, we've been working with them. We have a 5-year contract with them, which runs through 2027. We also have a contract with LA County Office of Ed, LA County Libraries, LA Probation. Majority of these contracts run 5 to 7 years. Some of the contracts we have go all the way to 2030. Right now, we're going to play about a minute video. In about an hour on Larry Kudlow's show, our national advertisement is going to start. This will be the first time we're running it, ironically on the same day we're doing this. So this will really help us launch and the reason for the ask for the funding for us to take this to the next level as an organization.
When a student needs a little extra help in class, a tutor can play a vital role. StudentNest wants to be a trusted partner for every student, parent, school, and institution in need across America, providing the support and resources necessary to build successful futures. They have been providing technology-based tutoring for over 20 years and is dedicated to delivering education to shape children and adults.
StudentNest provides educational programs before, during, after school, on the weekends, during summer and winter breaks, and we focus a lot on math, English, science, and STEM-based programs.
StudentNest offers a variety of tutoring formats, including in-person, synchronous, and virtual sessions tailored to the diverse needs of schools, parents, and students. To learn more about StudentNest, visit studentnest.com.
This commercial will be running starting today, like I said, in about an hour, and it will be running on CNBC, CNN, and many other national channels. As a lot of you guys are aware, once COVID hit, it really impacted a child's ability to learn. The virtual world, while it was great in some aspects, it really challenged students. So pre-COVID, we were probably doing 70% tutoring virtually and about 30% in person. After COVID, a lot of the school districts really requested in-person services to really help the students become whole. So right now, we're probably doing 70% in person, 30% virtual. But with our Lotus application, I think that's going to change a lot because of the AI component will really help us take this to the next level. Our ask, as it goes, is we're looking for $9 million at a 9% investment. And the really to focus on adding AI, having Lotus be available, not just in the United States, but worldwide. We already have a team working on it. We're making incremental steps. Our goal is after the summer, when August comes and the new school year starts, that we will be able to launch it and get it into the homes all over. Over the last 21 years, we've gone through a lot of ups and downs. There used to be the No Child Left Behind. We probably went from doing about $500,000 one year all the way to $7 or $8 million. Then the No Child Left Behind was gone, so we had to adapt. So we've gone through about 3 or 4 adaptations over the 21 years of doing business. And one thing we did learn through that period is if you don't adapt, you will not succeed. So instead of just doing the No Child Left Behind, we were able to focus on working with school districts through RFPs, requests for proposals. And that has led us now to where we've gone from doing about $2 million in business 4 years ago to doing almost $8 million. Our projection for 2025, pre-full launch of Lotus, is about $10 million, and we think it can go much higher if we're able to launch Lotus as we're planning. As you can see, the growth, again, a lot of this has been because we've been building over time, creating relationships with the school districts and getting long-term contracts. One of the main things that Monica and I have been investing in is our team. Our core business is our tutors, or are our tutors. We currently have about 525 people working for us throughout the United States. I would say close to about 425 are in this LA region. We provide them training. We work constantly to upgrade our content. So when we're doing the tutoring, one of the first steps we teach them is to do pre-test on the student, do some mid-assessments, and conduct post-test. And it really builds a relationship with the student, and also the better the relationship, the better the outcomes. During last 2024, we did a summer program with LA County. We have a sole source contract with them. We worked with over 2,700 students at 46 different libraries. And you'll notice that the growth for the English from the pre-test to the post-test was 19%. For the math, it was about 18.3%. So, and we've had third-party reviews done. WestEd did a review on our program, and they also found that we generally, from our pre-test to post-test, are able to show about an 18% increase. So one of the unique things beyond just Lotus we're looking at is expanding our opportunities, and one of those is the educational scholarship accounts that are being offered. Currently, there are 19 states that are offering it in the United States, and total, there's about 1 million students that are utilizing these funds. On average, each student qualifies for about $7,500, of which generally the parents are using 15 to 20% for tutoring. So that gives us a great opportunity to launch into a new avenue, if you will. Texas just passed their new law, and I believe the governor should be signing it within the next 30 days. And they are planning this year to put in $1 billion, and I believe in the next 5 years they plan on going up to $8 billion. And out of that, they're looking at providing about $10,000 a student. And again, if you use that 15 to 20%, you're looking at anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 being available per student for tutoring purposes. One of the main things, as I mentioned earlier, we're working on is putting our team together. So currently, because we've had to go through changes and so forth, obviously Monica and I have been with StudentNest for 21 years, but Ben Keller, who's our Director of Operations, has been with us for about 4 years, and most of the other team that we've put together have also been together. And knock on wood, I don't see any wood here, but everybody we brought in as part of our management in the last 4 years is still with us. So we're putting a lot of focus because we believe part of the growth will be based on having a core team together. As I mentioned, we believe that between Lotus and the opportunity to expand nationwide and the educational scholarship accounts that are available, this is going to be a great opportunity for us to grow, and we want to be right up front to take advantage of that. With that, I want to say thank you to everybody. I appreciate the opportunity, and with that, I'll open it up for questions.
All right. Thank you, Chander. This time I'm going to go to Gladys.
Great job. Thank you so much for presenting.
Thank you.
I do have a question for you. Actually, it's a two-parter. One is, what are the demographics of your current students? And the second question, which I think can kind of go into it, is that you mentioned that you were able to grow because of school contracts and city contracts and stuff like that, right? That was a big part of that big growth. So why are you changing, it seems like, a little bit your strategy by doing commercials now?
Yeah, so thank you. So our demographic through the school district contracts, we work with about 78% Hispanic youth, about 15% African American, and then Asians, Caucasians, a mixture. Majority of the students we work with are at-risk, low-income youth. We do a lot of work with juvenile justice programs. These are students that generally get left behind, and we found a niche there where we could actually focus. With LA Probation, we've been working with them since 2015, and they've actually seen, I don't want to use the word growth because the students come and go, but they've seen changes in the youth. Now, because of the confidentiality, they're not able to share information with us. So the one way we can kind of judge that they are happy with our services, we've been with them for 10 years. If we weren't showing outcomes, that wouldn't be happening. As far as the change, if you will, we're not planning on giving up the contracts and the programs we're doing, But with the opportunities, the need, if you will, and the huge potential, the Lotus application that we have, we believe that the app will definitely help thousands and thousands of people out there. And that's where we're kind of focusing. As everybody's heard, the Trump administration is thinking about shutting down the Department of Education. And we've taken that into account. There's been a lot of conversations Monica and I have had. And we believe in the long run, it's actually probably going to be a plus, because what they're trying to do is get rid of the administrative cost. And they are pro ESAs, the educational scholarship accounts, which means there'll be more funds available for us to reach into and expand the business. I hope that addressed the.
Chander, I'm going to jump in here. Between judges, one thing you mentioned was this expansion or going worldwide. Is your plan for growth geographic, or are you thinking of expanding services within the existing demographic or?
Well, again, our current business is really through school districts, so working with school districts. As it relates to the expansion, we don't have any limitations. So Lotus as an app, right now we're developing it where it's in English, Spanish, and Hindi. We actually have people in India who are interested in utilizing the app. So that's going to be a huge 1.4 billion people, just be able to get a sliver of that. Our goal right now is to launch the app on a national basis at about $20 to $25 per year. So it's going to be very cost effective. Again, I mentioned the learning loss. A lot of people, money is tight, so they, making it affordable for them is a big challenge, and that's one of the things that we're looking to do. With the school districts, they are given money through Title I funds. So there, generally what we see is that there's about $1,200 to $1,500 per student, and we provide live tutoring for that.
Wonderful. David?
So we know there's a lot of educational disparities in this country, specifically in like the public school districts that you're serving. So just first of all, kudos for serving 750,000 students. I think that's notable, something to be really proud of. 3 quick questions, hopefully. Are you doing any direct-to-consumer now, or is it all, okay. 2, why do districts hire you? Because why do districts hire you? I know sort of the ed tech space, I'm sure districts are getting hit up by a lot of vendors all the time. So why is it that they're choosing your platform among sort of all the people that are probably pitching them for these kind of services?
Yeah, good question. So there's 2, right? As I mentioned, we have a sole source with LA County. Because we have a long history, we've been working with LA County as an organization since 2008. So we have a huge history and reputation with them. Sorry, I got stuck there for a second. So they were looking for multiple vendors, but because of our background of providing in-person and virtual, and the outcomes that we've shown, as I mentioned, across the board, not only our own internal, but external analysis that's been done that shows 18 to 19, 20% from a pre-test to post-test. Most businesses are generally between 10 and 15%. So that leads us, and the fact, some of the contracts we have, there are multiple vendors that are selected. So then schools or within a district will select us as well. Yeah. But it is mainly based on the outcomes that we've been able to show over the years.
Gotcha. So thinking back to Laurel's point to the last person, I think your product is also emotional. And I think I understand why in talking to a district, you might talk about % increase in proficiency. But if I was thinking about investing your platform, I'd want you to connect it more emotionally to, like, are you improving students' reading proficiency? Are they increasing their grade level proficiency? Are they having other good educational outcomes that aren't necessarily a percentage, but are saying, like, this is a different way of describing that proficiency that I think is a little bit more emotional. 2, second suggestion, I heard you, I think, say that a big part of your your use of funds for the 9 million was integrating AI. And I think maybe just a push to like, maybe think really specifically about that. Like how is, given that that's going to be a big use of funds, like how is AI going to make your product better versus just generally saying, hey, we need to like throw AI on it, which I think a lot of people are saying across industries. And then thirdly, and I say this as a 100% not branding person, I have to hire people like Laurel. I think what you're doing is emotional and I think it's impactful. And I would just encourage you to think about an update to your branding, because when I look at your logo and your branding, it doesn't communicate to me like the great educational equity work you're doing, the way you're making these things very accessible. I think updating your branding, even going to your slides, I think there was amazing content there. You're pitching against a lot of other people who stuff is gonna look visually appealing. So just branding writ large, how can you update your branding to really reflect a lot of the powerful work you're doing? But overall, great job. Yeah, let's talk about investing over on the side.
Right, thank you.
So that's a natural pass over to you.
Yeah, well, you all know what I'm going to say, which is start with the emotion in the video. I thought was great. I thought that was the best piece of content you had. But my top line here says, graphic design overhaul. Like, it really does need more synergy and just an update, because people eat with their eyes, even when it comes to consumer content like this, right? And you have so much important data in there, to your point. Like a great example, you talk about the 35 contracts that you had and you started listing out those brand names. Use those logos instead. Make it a visual element, right? You're not far from it. You don't have a marketing person on your team, right?
No.
Right. Pretty obvious.
They are on our website, though.
Okay, I'll take a look and I'll let you know. Yeah, I just think that you had so much good information there that needs to shine better from a visual perspective. And similar to the first pitch, you really need to start with the problem and the solution. Again, that is how these pitches go. There is a structure to them, just like a great blockbuster movie, right? Correct. So you need to follow that structure so that we can follow along with the narrative. Can you do the one sentence? Like, what is it you do in one sentence?
We provide tutoring to help increase the growth of students.
So much better, right? Like leading with that, we're like, how many just get that now, right? We get it when you start with the narrative, but that just one moment capture us with the emotion is really, really important. I would also say that just from a venture perspective, 9% is a really interesting percentage, kind of an odd number. And when you math it out, you're projecting that you're at it's a 10x valuation. That's pretty rich right now. So I'd love to understand the thought process behind that. You don't have to go into details now, but and then you did the ask at the 9-minute mark and kind of stood there for a while. And I was like, oh, are his slides done? What's happening? So again, just like making sure you have some visual elements to back it up. Yeah, you just need a marketing person to come in and we'll talk. But great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
What you're doing is so incredibly valuable and important. So I think that that's the biggest takeaway for me.
Thank you.
Gene,
I do
close
want to
us
say on the 9%, we do actually have a VC that is potentially looking at investing with us, and they valued us at 100 million as a starting point, which is a great number. So the 9%.
You don't have that term sheet yet, though, right?
I'm sorry?
You don't have that term sheet yet, though,
Nope,
right?
nope,
Right.
nothing's solid. So the 9% was for us to keep them 51%. They're looking at 40%. 40 plus the 9
That's a
would
lot
be
of
49.
equity.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting in the weeds. Sorry, I know we're out of time.
Gene.
Hey, Chander. So I got an idea for a logo, maybe an actual nest with birds. No, I'm kidding. And I'm going to be nice because I met Chander yesterday at the leadership luncheon, and you asked me to meet. But when you were talking about your business yesterday, I connected with it because you told me the story on how you and your wife were working parents, and it's a challenge to spend time with your kid to do homework, and I'm right there with you. And the COVID story, I think you could have opened with that, and I maybe wish you had brought that energy right to this presentation. So other than that, it's a good service that you're providing.
Thank you.
you know, it's a necessity, but yeah, going back to the other feedback, like it's about presentation and branding and optics and how you're making people feel, right? Yeah.
Thank you. Great feedback. Appreciate it. Thank you.